you can find in the description below.
If you do have access to the live coverage, it will also mean you have access to long-form highlights, which will come soon after each stage. If you don't, well, all other race pass territories will have short-form highlights.
Down.
And also be able to check out the raceway.
All right,
Include Brian Smith.
we're back. We're working on the 26-inch
and that will be up every evening after
Raleigh mountain bike here today.
Right, onto the route.
I don't have any 26-inch wheels, so I think what we're going to try and do is see if these 700 or 700cc 700C wheels will fit. But first of all, I have some.
So in total, just over 64 k's of individual tests over a route of
There we go. Got some extra challenge Lemus
And what a mixed bag those stages are.
33s that we're gonna mount up on here just to make our
we'd be confident of getting inside the time on stage.
bike look a little bit cooler here. So we'll start taking this apart.
We then have a lumpy stage, a mountain stage with a centre finish, and then only flat stage, slightly flat. There's an 18 kilometre climb with a 4% gradient right in the middle of it.
In my book, that is not a flat stage, particularly these days. Right, well, despite the fact that there is something for everyone in those opening 4 stages, we think stage 3 is the must-watch of all of them. It starts in Enna and finishes on Etna, Mount Etna to be precise. And who could forget the 1-2 there of Esteban Chavez and Simon Yates just a couple of years ago.
With a stage finish featuring a summit finish on 1,200 metres up the mountain, an ultimate kilometre of which is 10% gradient. This will be a chance for the GC riders to really stretch their legs. Will we see an eruption on the mountain when GC riders take the pink jersey?
Well, you've got to love mountain top finish that comes early in a Grand Tour, haven't you?
You do, Dan.
I'm so sorry about that. We should quickly move on. After that Grande Partenza, which takes up the first 4 stages really on Sicily, the race does of course move over to the mainland. And at that point, we have got 3 hilly stages which are separated by 1 pan flat stage that comes on stage 7. And that one finishes in Brindisi, which is on the Adriatic coast on the heel of Italy. And from that point onwards in the race, many of the following stages hug the Adriatic coastline. And so from that point of view, you think it remains flat, but it's not entirely true, because on stage 9 we have got a mountaintop finish up Roccolata.
Yeah, stages 5 and 9 are hideous stages, whereas 6 and 8 are flat stages and suited to the sprinters, where we'll see the first points of the magnetic marine and locked up.
Stages 11 and 13 look to be 2 further opportunities for the sprinters at race. Although as I said, those stages often hug the coastline, particularly stage 11, and we might even feature some crosswalks. You know where you are.
You rarely get crosswalks in Italy, really don't.
No, you don't see many crosswalks. I don't even know the reason for that.
Anyway, we can only hope. And stages 10 and 12 are hillier transitional stages as the race heads north through Italy. So 12 being the hillier of the 2, which is maybe one for a breakaway route to get away with the festival.
It is. And then we've got the 3rd weekend of the race, which is going to be a big one for the GC riders, because stage 14 on that Saturday is the aforementioned 34-kilometre individual time trial. So a place where somebody like Geraint Thomas is definitely going to look to make up some time on his GC rivals that are pure climbers. And no rest for the wicked the following day, because we've got a big mountain test up in the Dolomites of north-eastern Italy. So 3 second category climbs precede a final mountaintop finish, which is particularly tough. It comes at Biancavallo, 13.8 kilometres long with an average gradient of over 8%. Definitely one to watch. It comes on the 3rd Sunday of the race.
After the second and final rest day, the riders face a pretty mountainous final week.
Pretty mountainous and pretty brutal, isn't it, the final week? In fact, I was just looking, and of all of the road stages in the final week of this year's Giro d'Italia, there's only one that's less than 200 kilometres in distance, and that one's 198, which presumably also has rather long neutralised sections of it for it to tick it over the 200 mark anyway.
Such another raise the members.
It's much easier talking about the race, isn't it, than doing it.
It is, I think I've cried a few times. But anyway, stage 16 is a rather lumpy affair and will probably suit a breakaway, I think. with a few lumpy climbs, and it actually tackles
There you go,
the
got it on.
times in the closing kilometers.
Make sure my
Now, stage 19 is a flat, long one, and it features
tube isn't
53 kilometers, one which will suit sprinters.
253
pinched anywhere.
I mean, it's such a brutal final week. I'm sure the riders would have preferred slightly shorter flat
So it
stage
should be good.
to deal with. In that final week, though, the toughest stages are 17, 18, and 20. Does it make it easier?
That looks absolutely brutal. Now, the stage runs from Alba to Sestriere across only 198 kilometres. However, 5,300.
Just put 60 in for now.
Nice. It basically climbs from the gun as well, doesn't it? And they go from not far above sea level to the top of the Colle dell'Agnello, so 2,600 metres of elevation.
It's pretty good.
From the off. And the peak of that climb at 2,733 metres above
Let me
sea level.
get the other one on and.
Yeah, 5.4 kilometres in total. In fact, you've got experience with Colle
All right,
dell'Agnello.
got the
Next couple of years.
rear wheel on too.
In September rather than October. It's already cold then.
It was actually freezing at the top even then. But luckily, we had some bigger seatpost just as we
Warm yourselves up.
Yeah, it was actually good.
Well, Broad Larry not only has to do with you in that secret tourist moment, but he's also racing during this year, isn't he?
Yeah, good stuff, Larry. I'll celebrate. I'll have a bigger seatpost for you.
We'll be thinking of him.
I don't have my, still don't have my parts, bearings for my headset, but let's see here, this wheel should fit in there. So I could probably go, definitely go bigger if we need to. So the next question is, will the brakes work? So I don't actually have any brakes for this right now. I stole these cantilever brakes. So we'll check and see if I can get them to work on here. Like I said, I stole these old Altus Shimano cantilevers. Looks like they were rigged together, but we'll see here.
That is such a tough day in the saddle. I almost can't believe the organisers making the riders face it, but I should be watching. See how everybody gets on.
Obviously, we're going to be
The final stage of this year's Giro is a 15.6
short. Not going to reach there.
which could prove to be decisive.
So
Gaps are as tight as in Tour de France that we saw. Now, famous.
Imagine if they are really tight gaps, because then the GC riders naturally flat out on that last time trial, having ridden up 5,400 metres of elevation again in the day before.
I got these little adapters that I want to try. So we'll see
Now, the COVID
how those
are going to be a little bit different to the Tour de France, where there was a two-strike in your output.
goes over the post there. See how this lines up.
Weren't injured or didn't crash, etc., etc. Nothing due to COVID-19. Slightly different protocol, as Connor said, at the Giro d'Italia, but from what I have seen, read and heard, Italian authorities are dealing with this thing far better than pretty much every other country in the world.
And even still, with that adapter, it is not gonna reach. So that's not gonna work.
With the man on the start line, who's had the most success at this race over the years, Vincenzo Nibali. Now, he hasn't shown the best of form since racing resumed on August the 7th, but he's got a bit of a history of that sort of thing.
I do have
Magnificent as well.
bought a
But getting his form right at the right time.
bought a bike off Nash Bar, my very first road bike about 4 years ago, and it came with these Tektro brakes here. I bought some. Came with an Ultegra crate set and shifters, so I went ahead and bought some Ultegra brakes to put on that. Sold that bike a long time ago, but let's see. Got that hole right there. Let's see if seeing where you can. Mount we'll just wear my chest mount, try to make it easier.
Although the Russian Alexander Blasov has looked incredible in the races that he's done so far this year, so he might get a bit of protection too.
Forsyth is an interesting one though, isn't he? He always goes into a Grand Tour as one of the favourites, despite the fact he's only finished in the top 10 on one occasion when he finished 7th in 2013 Tour de France. And he sees his 15th Grand Tour.
Yeah, it's quite incredible that stat, isn't it? Because like you say, he doesn't always go into one of the favourites. He is getting on a bit.
Tighten that up.
Just the number down.
Shirt size.
Yeah. Right, it's 40 is the new 20, apparently. Moving quickly on.
All right, so we got this mounted on here. There's enough room on here that flips around the right way. That looks like.
He's such a hard-working rider, and he really deserves to win a Grand Tour. And let's remember,
I'm gonna get those tightened up, and it looks like that will work.
I'd also love to see him go to Grand Tour and not as old as I thought, actually. He's 33 now, so he's still got a little bit of time to take that win before the end of his career. Right, beyond that was Rafael Bora Hansberg, who has historically performed very well at the Giro d'Italia. Well, that feels like a bit of a long shot to say that he might win the race this year. Ivan Ramirez Sosa, the talented Colombian climber who rides for Ineos Grenadiers, although you would imagine that he will be riding solely at the service of Geraint Thomas.
now, before we move on to the sprinters, a quick note to the heroic riders who will be competing in the Giro d'Italia after having just finished the Tour de France. 6 weeks of racing in 8 weeks is not for the faint-hearted or the weak of the day.
If I don't find
and also Caleb Hewitt, who won 2 stages at the Giro d'Italia last year.
I think those will work. So I think that'll look pretty cool. I'm assuming We
What he might have achieved at the Tour de France had he been selected by his team for that race.
looks like there'll be plenty of room on there too. All right, so looks like I got some options. So looks like 700. All right, so it looks like I got some options here. Looks like these 700C wheels will work on a 26-inch mountain bike here. So I just need to wait for the rest of my parts to show up, and we can start building it. I don't know if I'm going to actually use. I'm going to save these wheels for different builds. I don't know. Kind of like those. I do have another set of these somewhere that I ordered for my other cross bike that when I was just running clinchers. I bought 2 sets of tubulars this winter off of eBay, so I really don't have any, didn't really have any use for these until now that I've bought a couple of these bikes to mess around with. So looks like that's what yeah, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, follow along, and we'll keep cracking and see what we can come up with this this bike here. I think it'll look pretty cool. So all right, we'll catch you next time.